Hello, this is Mark with Not Square Design, and we are here with my own home, and so personal to me. So I can basically do anything I want. I work in my house, so I can go take measurements. It's kind of convenient to do things from here for less and wise. And I've got a remodel project that it's a short-term and a long-term project. So we're going to kind of go through the stages for that. And right now, first video is on putting things into AutoCAD from Chief Architect. And now we're going to take a look at, okay, here's my plan in Chief. And part of the deal is that when I was outside and I look at my miniature ridge here, and I took a guess at what my pitch was going to be, and I got it wrong. So I need to correct that. I still won't know what these guys are until I get up there. So we'll get those later on. But the main roof itself, if we just simply go and look at pictures from up there, this picture here is of this face, which is facing south, and this face, which is facing north. This is actually on the underside of the north joist, a 2x8, and there's 16 inches on center, both above and in the ceiling joist. So I guess we call these rafters for all intents and purposes. So I don't know exactly how they set on the bird's mouth, but we'll kind of figure that out as we go, because the more measurements we get, the more I can verify how this works. And when I go through my photos, you'll see back here, there, look how long that ridge is. And if you, whoop, sorry, I'm on the wrong screen, back through my photos, here's how long that ridge is. That length there, compared to this little guy, something's wrong. And what turns out to be wrong is actually revealed in these photos. So this is the back side, so I can't really read this, but I can get it set back here and then read the opposite side. And so what the opposite side looks like is what is on here. And so this tells me that I have a 1, 2, 3, 4 in 12 pitch. If it was all the way up at 45-degree angle, then I would be sitting at a 12 and 12. But that's not the case. Or if I raise this all the way up to 0, this would be flat. So that shows you the direction. Everything's good. If I look back at that other side, it's going the wrong way. And it's actually not even the right type. This is up to 17. So this is a different gauge over here. So I just need to set it to this and then look at the other side, and we'll have that pitch as well. So for now, let's, wrong direction. We got our attic access hole in the right place, and now that's not a very good shot. Let's go on back. With our 4 and 12 on the north and south face, we're going to go into here. We're going to grab that one. Hold this control key. Grab that one. I'm going to open them. And I've got open keys on my Space Mouse, so if you see me not going to the open button, that is why. I've got them set up as trusses. Well, they're not. So I don't know how they sit on here yet, but they probably do sit like this. That's very common. And so I need to actually go in and probably set the defaults on this as well. But I've got a 4 and 12 for this portion. The other side's not that way though. So on this side we're okay, with the exception of the fact that in my thickness for my structure, that's showing 9 1/4, which is a 2x10, and those are 2x8s, I believe. You know, I didn't measure them, but I looked at enough that I kind of know what they are. I will get up there and verify just to make sure I haven't screwed it up, but we can always lift the roof if we need to. So let's get that changed, and we'll move on from there. So I took a second and popped my head up there. Thank goodness, because they're 2x6s, both top and the bottom. There is not a lot holding up this old place, but it works. It's been here since 1950. So, I need to go into my structure tab. Framing, that's what I'm looking for. Okay. So in my framing, walls, openings, roof. Okay, so in my roof, I have a ridge. And that ridge is actually, it's a 3/4, 0.75. And this one, I'm not super concerned with. We'll get it right. The depth, once we get up there. So I'm going to call it 9 1/4 for now and see where we hit. And if it looks like I need to change it, then I'll change it. That is almost irrelevant. So my lookouts, I've got an enclosed soffit. I've had it off before, but I didn't take any pictures. I was putting up a security system, and I should get all that, but I don't have it right now. I don't even have my overhangs yet. But that's the cool thing about being here live is I don't have to get it all at once and in order. Subfascia, they're probably, all we're going to have there is exactly what's shown here, I'm betting. And then an eave subfascia, probably 0. And a gable subfascia, probably nothing. Blocking is good. But what I'm looking for, here we go. So my roof layers, my surface, my structure. Now, in my structure, wow, they had it smaller than I did. So we are framing lumber, but this is a 5. So that will change it slightly. My spacing is 16. And I think they just run out. So, and it's a hip. So the 16 is going to be in line is blocking. That's not the roll, trim, framing to soffits. At this point, yes, there's a gutter and everything on there. Plan display trusses, I'm not going to worry about. Roof. So I have my rafter. What I don't, there it is, ceiling. Use ceiling room finish. So the structure, 5.5. So that's in good shape. Kind of crazy that that was correct, but this is not. Now, it asks if I want to include structural purlins, but the deal is that this is probably going to try and align my ceiling framing with my roof rafters. And that is not what's happening up there. They're not quite in the middle, it doesn't look like, but they're not in a line either. So we'll see what it does and if I have to adjust. So, as far as our walls, our stud thickness, 16 on center, they are 1.5. Oh, depth is going to be determined by that wall. So we should be okay. Double top plate, sure, bottom plate, all this looks good. Miter ends, plate ends, all that. Okay, so we're going to say okay here. I'm going to say done. And then just to get a quick shot, let's go ahead and build it. So build the framing. And we're going to build all of the framing. And they're not displayed, so do you want to turn them on? No, not now. I will take another view and turn them on. And we were looking at two things at once with this earlier. Now that we're not, I can bring this all the way over. And then we want to expand it. Now, I need to make the adjustment for the other side. So I'm going to readjust that framing, that square, the adjustable square, to find out what the pitch is on the other side, and I'll be right back. So I have pre-selected those other two roofs. I've looked at the other side, and the pitch on those two roofs is a 5.5 and 12. And let's see what happens to our ridge. And in fact, I'm going to switch screens so you can watch it live when I hit OK. And modifies the roof plane. Turn on. Your changes will be lost the next time I'd like to rebuild the roof. So that is what that did to it. And now we've got to get them to meet up somehow. So got to think about that a little bit and get back. And so here we are. I put this in a file, and just to help with my own, I'll put it in notes too, but just so I wouldn't forget, I've got a 10-inch north-south from the siding out to here, towards the top where the siding is in, and I've got a 3/4 inch trim. So basically from the trim board, you could take 3/4 off that. So it'd be like 9 1/4 from that trim board. And it depends on how the trim board's set. We've got to take a look at that. But if I back up the picture, wow, that didn't come in focus, did it? Is that just the way my finger in the way of that? Yeah, that's not in focus. But at any rate, this guy from here to here, it was the one that's south pole, and so my north-south is 10 minus 3/4. My east-west, which is around the corner, which was, so that's where the difference comes in. Is we've got, this is east-west, so that's our 9.5, and then this is 10. So as I start to get this worked out, I'll get a nicer picture. But that is going to help me get this straightened out. So I've got my 2 pitches, and I'm going to make a few notes in one note, and then see if I can get this roof to work a little better. So to start, I think I'm going to get rid of these roofs. So I'll get rid of this guy and this guy. Let's delete them. Let's switch over to the roofing set. Roof blend layer set. There we go. Now, this is a new drawing, so a lot of this stuff is not set the way I like it. So what have I got here? I grabbed a wall. Let's hit tab. And I've got a window tab. I'm looking for, oh, I deleted the roof. So what I'm looking for is my roof baseline polyline. Change its color. I like them to stick out. Me a pink maroon lipstick color. Then they stick out very well. But I don't even see one. There's one. That's gotta be. Nope. Okay. Oh, maybe they don't show on the roof framing layer. Let's pick the roof. If I pick my roof, then I go to my active layer display. So on the left, I've selected my roof. On the right, got my active layer display, roof baselines, green. That's not horrible, but let's make them brighter than that. And so that should make them at least show up. So I'm guessing that they're not on here. So when I grab, well, they weren't. In fact, I can tell you, because when I select the roof, it says it's not displayed. So now it's displayed. And now if I go to the other side where you can see what I'm doing here in the plan view, you can see it nice and green. I do actually like those kind of pink. So if I now grab this wall, window, whatever, it tells me in the bottom left what I've got. Hit tab, tab, roof, baseline, polyline. It's green, and I'm going to change it, because that just stands out a lot better to me, having that pink line. So these are at 412. My overhang is way too deep. So I'm going to select this, and I'm going to select this one. I'm going to open them. And in here, I've got to have, see, overhang from baseline, 18 inches. That's my baseline. So you can even see that's what's locked. So I want to be able to change that. And I don't think I can here. I think I have to do it in the wall. So I think I have to select the walls. Got one open. And there's our overhang length. So that is a north-south. And so if I go back to my thing here, my north-souths are 10. So, and that didn't include that subfascia, which I think is just part of it, and a little 1x. So 3/4 of an inch really. So if I went to 8.75, I don't know if that, well, let's keep it at 9.5 because I don't know if that is inclusive or not of that piece. It's one of the things about this program. Not all the information is here. Now, let's go to this guy. Open her up. Oh, I didn't go to the wall. I need to go to the wall, open it, and do the same thing. Go to the roof and change that to 9.5. Was that right? Or was it 10? 10's north-south. Okay, so let's just grab them both and then open them. And go to roof, change it to 10. Okay. Now that I've got those set to 10, let's take a look and see if it even changed it. I am curious as to if, wow. A little wild there. Yeah, it looks so long. That can't be right. And my eave is flat. It's not following the rake. I think that's too long. If I were to take a section cut and measure that, that's got to be too long. So one way to look, there's my baseline, right? And you can, I learned this. Oh, I hit open. Didn't mean to. Cancel. I want tab. Tab. Now I'm on my roof baseline polyline. So what I can do with these roof baseline polylines that I learned recently is you can make them nice and long. So now that that is long, I could hit escape. That's not what I'm looking. Oh, I hit the wrong button. There we go. So now you can see it's nice and red. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do that to the other side just for the heck of it. So we'll go here, hit tab, got my baseline, I pull it out. About to the same, look at my crosshairs. It's not that important, but why not? I'm look nice. So there's those. Now I can measure off those. So I can either go to the line symbol, or I can just push L, or I can use my 3D space mouse, however I want to do it. So I've got that there. Yes, I want to turn my CAD default layer on, and look at that. This is not, oops, I drew that by accident. This is not how I like things. That my CAD default layer is supposed to just be a nice plain bright red. So now that does look a little bit like that, but we'll be fine because this is dashed and this is not. So now I'm going to move this guy. I'm trying to do commands like it was not AutoCAD. I'm not. I got to come up here, or I got to hit this guy, and nope, not that one. I want my transform replicate. So I'm going to move that. I'm going to move it in the Y direction down -10. And that should be my O-ring. So obviously it's not. And to make it so, I mean, I can drag it back. So now I could grab this and say, okay, I'm going to copy it. And let's see if it'll mirror about the exterior wall. Well, looks like it did. So now I've got that there. Now I come to this wall, and let's pull it up to where it should be. So that should start looking better. And now let's put in a manual roof. Getting a little hail right this moment. Springtime in Montana. So here we go. Roof command. Come on. Be nice. Oh, I'm here. Sorry, I'm still waiting for things to happen as if I'm in AutoCAD. Running between two programs can be a little crazy. So I'm going to go like this. And then I'm going to drag it up in, drop it. Then what I want with this one is I want to open it and set that to be that pitch of 5.5. Now I can grab this CAD line and I should be able to do a copy, mirror about. Where's my copy? See, that's kind of weird that I don't have a copy command for a simple CAD line. CAD, is it the only thing I've chosen? Let's make sure. It is. So why I can't copy that at this point in time, I don't have a clue. Oh, but I can transform, replicate. So let's, I guess I can reflect. Now I still can't make a copy while I'm doing it. I'm just going to draw another one. It doesn't even make sense. So I'll grab my baseline. I go in here, hidden tab. Oops, I opened. Cancel tab. I've got my baseline. So now let's drag it up and out. Up and out. And my start ends aren't turned on. And I think that's in preferences. And if I'm right, my preferences are here. And there is a start end. Let me find it and I'll show you where it is. So it is in edit. Show start end. Okay. Now, when you draw lines, I'm not getting my little S and E's. Wonder why that is. Maybe I have to, oh, there, when you choose it, S, E. So it must just be, so I started this, drew it that way. These two are automatic. These ones I drew by hand. So that's my S and my E. So now I've got that roof chosen, but what I'm after is I've got this guy, and I want to do the same sort of thing, and I just can't believe I can't copy this. There it is now. Copy. And I want to reflect about this ridge. And there it is. So with that line known, I can grab this and pull it back, snap it. Now, that whole roof system, I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to mirror it about the middle of the building this direction. If I can locate it, there we go. Boom. So when I get these to meet up at those different pitches, I'm really hoping that they are really close. Look at that. It is so close. It may be right on. Ah. Okay. So then I can take this, pull it up. Now, it's probably not going to match perfectly because, oh, this one I need to open because it's still probably at the wrong pitch, yes. So this is 5.5, enter. And I don't know what just happened there, but it created a second deal. Let's just double check, see what I got. There we go. Open. I hit tab. Open. 5. Okay. 0.5. Enter. Alright. So now, got those coming together, but if you look at the other side, it's not working out perfectly. So you can see that corner right there. It's not quite what I'm after, but it's close. It's really close. So I'm not going to complain too much. it's getting these guys to meet up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take this one and bring it back. Then I'm going to take this guy, drag it over, and then I'll bring it back. And just for kicks, I want to make sure this isn't too far out for what I'm trying to do. So I'll do it on both sides. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to hit number 2, which is the join roofs tool. Got to get used to my customized windows here. There it is. So on number 3, and I'm going to go for that. Boom. Now, here, 3, click, boom. Now that is definitely further out, much further out. Looks like I've got a okay joint. That's some work to do. Hopefully when I get the other side, we'll start to see something come together. And might need some work still. So let's pull this back a little bit. Pull this back a little bit. Now, I grab this roof and I'm going to bring this in. And it's not at the corner yet, so that should be fine. I'll bring this in. And now I'm going to tell it that this guy is going to join up with that one. And then this guy is going to join up with that one. So hopefully when I bring this up, it terminates perfectly. That's still not a long enough ridge. I wonder if this guy, now look at that steepness. I think this one's way off. So I'm going to open it because I don't think our pitch did not take, or I didn't set it. Like, when I do that, why is it all of a sudden, I'm hitting something, I guess. I don't know what. I'm trying to hit 5.5 on my number pad, but I'm not doing very good at that. So 5.5, enter. There we go. Let's drag her back again. Drag that back again. Again. And now, 2, click. Two, click. There we go. Now we got a longer ridge. That's looking much better. So when I come over here, look at that length. So hopefully there's enough to get the joist count that I need in there. If there is, we got this part right, and there's still a little work to do down here. And I'm just don't know. Now I got brick on the front. What's happening? But I still have the same situation at the back. So it looks to me as if my baseline set itself right at the edge of the stud, which is where it should. So I think it's drawn correctly as far as the top view goes. I can't tell you why I'm getting this down here. So it's going to take a little investigation to figure it out. So when I look at this, yeah, it's right on. So might reach out tonight and see if anybody can answer this on the forum and get that right for me. So at any rate, we are so close to having what we want, and what we've got is this issue, which is going to occur at the back where the frame wall is, and the stud wall is that, and there's my baseline. Here's my stud wall, my baseline. So they're in the right position. It didn't move it out to the brick. So this is me not understanding or reversing the overhang. It almost looks like if I swap the 9.5 and the 10, I probably need to get out there. Take another look, see if I got them backwards. Yeah, getting this stuff straight can take a little time if you want it right. But that is where we are at for this, and on the next round, we'll take a look at how to get this even more perfect. I do think that here, and what is this guy? How did it shape itself? Ah, it went across. Let's fix this real quick. So here, all I got to do with this is break it. I'm going to break it there. This one's selected. I'm going to break it there. The middle, I hope, is selected. I'm going to break it there. Now, I'm going to grab that point and drag it up to there. Now, that should make it just perfect on the other side. And so, if it is, great. If not, it's just pull it back and hit the 2. Get it to join on its own. So it's not. See how it's got that gap in it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull those edges back, what you've seen me do. I'm just going to do it off screen here so you can watch it go together. So I'm going to pull this front one, you'll see them pull apart. And then I'll pull the back one, I'm going to pull it up on that same side. Now I'm going to do the other side, pull the main roof, and then pull my little porch roof back. Now let's try our 2s. So let's go 2, and grab and join those 2, boom. Now I'm going to go the other side, 2, just like you saw me earlier, and there, and boom. I've got some drop there. Now that's to be expected because I've got 2 different pitch roofs coming together here. So how that is remedied is probably they raise the plate slightly on this guy. So when we get into a closer inspection of the actual roof, it may be a matter of raising this particular plate to make that work. And I still haven't gotten up there on the ladder, because getting out underneath this one like I got the other measurements, I'm not crawling out there. This is so low pitched. I have been out here once to check the wiring on this bulb that sits right in here, but yeah, pretty bad. So I'm going to do a couple little cleanup things, you know, get my soffits to be flat like they should be, that kind of thing. But other than that, I will pretty much leave it alone until we get together next time. And I don't know why I have it in high render mode. I'm just burning up electricity. Turn that off. In fact, when you're working on this stuff, boy, working in vector view really helps to see exactly what's going on with your line work. So I recommend that because you can do a lot of this editing. I could have done the pulling back on these roofs here, making that the selection tool, and you know, pull that back, grab that, pull that back. You can do it in this 3D space, and then just do your 2, match to there, boom, back together. So you can do all this stuff. Same thing in 3D. So until next time, this is Mark, Dot Square Design. Thanks for stopping in.